Right. I just want to do a few checks. I've changed the setting on my microphone, so just give me a sec. And I'm going to do a couple of checks, so just bear with me. Testing. And I'm going to do a couple of checks, so just bear with me. Testing. I think that sounds better. I don't know about you guys, but I think that sounds better than it did before. So sorry I was late. I was just setting up. Oh, she's resigned, guys. That minister, that housing minister. Let me know how the audio sounds to you. I think it sounds better. She's resigned. Good. Testing. Yeah, I've just changed a couple of settings. That's all. It sounded a bit tinny to me. That sounds a bit deeper for me. I don't know about you, but she's gone. This isn't about that. This stream is not about that. But that Rushanra Ali, housing minister who was telling like landlords to, giving all these rights to tenants, even though there could be bad tenants. She just kicked her tenants out. Anyway, this isn't about that, but I just seen it on the news. Right, okay, welcoming everybody. How you doing? Let me know what you think. I think that audio sounds better, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. Does that sound okay? Does it sound too loud, too quiet? Do you want it back how it was before? I thought that sounded a little bit deeper. Audio is rough sounding. Right, that's not good, is it? Hang on. Rough sounding. Right, I've turned the audio, I've turned the gain down to just let me just do another test. Testing. Right, I've turned the audio, I've turned the gain down to just let me just do another test. Testing. How's that? Is that okay, or it was okay? I've turned it down a bit. Yeah, okay, right then. So what I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to be on for long, but I just wanted to talk about this. Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? Welcoming everybody. Not usual. I'll change the setting then. Is it still off, Herman? I'll change it then. Oh, there's only one person doesn't like the sound, so I'm going to leave it because I... Hi, lovely Jubbly. How you doing? Hi, Stephen. Hi, Sing Blue Silver. I'll get Al to check because he's the sound engineer. I'll ask him to check. AI, if you're listening, can you please do a sound check? Now, what I wanted to talk about on this, but do you know, just last week... Okay, Herman. Well, I've changed it again. Does it still sound funny? I'm stressed out now. Does it still sound funny? I'm stressed out now. I think that sounds better, but anyway. So last week there was 4 bodies. Now they've hardly mentioned this on the news, which makes me even more suspicious. Thank you, Sing Blue Silver. I'm just going to leave it as it is for now, I think. So that makes me even more suspicious when they say that there's absolutely nothing to see here, and it's hardly been on. Well, I've not seen. I only found out because the lovely Lottie messaged me, and I went and checked, and I was like, wow. So I went and checked, and I was absolutely gobsmacked that four bodies in 3 days have been found in Whitby off a cliff. I've literally just come on. I think, lovely Jubbly, that there has been or there is being a major cover-up in this country. There is something very amiss going on. I've got a couple of theories I'm going to share with you, okay? If the audio sounds shit, will you just tell me, folks? Because my OCD's flared up now because if it sounds bad. So, now, this was like last week. Now, this was on the 3rd of August. The police have come out and said that there's nothing to see here. Now, hi Nikki, hi Bobby, hi Herman, hi everybody, welcome in. And we're going to get onto the woods in Cornwall as well in a moment. Hang on a minute, Dandelion's escaped out of her pen, hold on. Sorry about that. Dandelion escaped. Can you just do a sound check for me on your phone, please? She's been really, really naughty. She keeps on eating the dog nuggets. I don't understand why her and Oscar are obsessed with them. They keep stealing them. They are meat. So we have to keep hiding the dog food. Okay, back to this then. So last week they found 4 bodies at the bottom of a cliff in Whitby, right? 4 bodies over 3 days. Now, a woman's body has been found below the cliffs near Whitby, a 4th to be recovered from the area in 3 days. It states it here, look, I'm not making this up. This is on the 3rd of August. These are the cliffs, okay, in Whitby, up the road. Now, it's quite confusing, this is, but we're going to try and decipher what the police are saying here. So they confirmed the tragedy yesterday afternoon on the 2nd of August. That was 5 days ago, right? The woman's body was found at Sandsend near Whitby in North Yorkshire, below the cliffs behind the area's main car park. Okay. The woman was being confirmed as local in her 50s. You're just waiting for, aren't you, with the menopause and the alcohol, right? She was seen at 11:01 a.m. in the morning by a member of the emergency services. Now, this gets weirder and weirder, all right? Her death comes after the bodies of a man and a woman, understood to be in their 40s, were found earlier in the week. Listen to this, after they fell from the cliffs on July the 30th. The couple are supposed to have fallen hand in hand. Another woman's body was recovered in this area on July the 31st. The woman who was in her 60s was found by the cliffs near Whitby's pavilion. Again, the cliffs. That's 4 deaths in 3 days off a cliff. Okay, how you doing, Ghost? Sorry, I'm just checking the chat. Right. Police are investigating the latest death. So that's the 50-year-old woman. And they are not treating it as suspicious. The 3 separate tragedies are not linked in any way. Now, earlier on this story, right, they said, hi Kelly, hi Sawon, hi Terry Knowles Band again, hello everybody. Right, Earlier on, they said that the two other people, not the couple, listen to this, were seen talking to the couple that fell off. So they are connected. So I'm going to refer back to the original story about the couple. All right. This is so messed up. My head hurts from trying to work it out. So bodies of a man and woman airlifted from the cliffs. There's Whitby Abbey, beautiful place, right? So 2 bodies were found near the cliffs. So this is dated the 31st of July. This is the same day as they found the 60-year-old woman. Hi, Loza B. How you doing? Hi, English Buttercup. Hi, Belinda. My head hurts just trying to get around this, okay? So we're going to rewind to the 31st of July. So a member of the public saw the pair on the rocks at about 9:15 on Wednesday. This was like last Wednesday, I think. The Coast Guard then recovered them by helicopter at 24 minutes past 8 before the paramedics confirmed their deaths. The force has launched a sudden death investigation and has been working to find their next of kin. So they're not calling it a murder investigation anymore. They're calling it a sudden death investigation. I've never heard of that. And they're asking for witnesses, right? My brain hurts. Let me just see if I can go back. Right. Bear with me. Trying to find the article where they said that those people were talking to him. Right, just bear with me a sec. They've tried to wipe the internet, guys, because they said that the other 2 people were talking to them and they've got rid of it. And I'm just trying to find it now. There's a massive cover up. I'm telling you. There is a massive cover up. Just bear with me a sec. They're now saying that there's no connections. So let me just see if I can find it. Just bear with me. This is madness. And I haven't even got started on the Cornwall one yet. Now, what they've done here as well, they've tried to say that 3 days ago, a man was talked down off the cliff. I believe that is fake to make people think, well, if that man's been talked down, then it must be a suicide area. Lies. I think that's what that is. That's the psyop. That they are trying to cover this up, and I'll give you my theories what I think's going on once I can find this article, because it seems to me they're trying to hide it. They said that these 2 were talking. These 2 people were talking to the couple, and now they've hidden it. So a couple have fallen off a cliff or jumped off a cliff, right? 2 of the people that seen them, one of them that called the police, has been found dead. That is what they said last week. So let's try and get this straight. 3 separate incidents and 4 bodies. Between July the 30th and August the 2nd, which is 3 days, 4 bodies were recovered in Whitby. Police have confirmed that none of the incidents are connected and none are being treated as suspicious. Coroner's reports are being prepared for each case. Now, in the wake of the tragedies, Whitby Coast Guard said, as many of our local followers will be aware, over the past few days, Whitby Coast Guard rescue team has been called to several deeply tragic incident in our area. Despite the very best efforts of all involved, sadly, not every outcome can be changed. Our thoughts are with the families, blah, blah, blah. Now, they're trying to make out here that if you see anybody in trouble at the coast, ring 999. Look at this. Physical or mental health. Oh, sorry. On Wednesday evening, a man and woman were found dead. Were found on the beach at Whitby. Less than 24 hours later, on Thursday, the body of a woman in her 60s was discovered below the same cliffs. Emergency services, including mountain rescue and lifeboat crews, I can't speak, I'm so tired, recovered her body during high tide. Her death is also being treated as non-suspicious. So that's 3 people off the same cliff. Fourth body, a woman in her 50s from the local area, all local, were found beneath the cliffs at Sandsend, which is further down a bit. Not suspicious, right? Now, I need to try and find the article where they said they were talking to each other. They've wiped it. I don't believe this. Let me just see if I can find it. I'm not looking at the chat. Hold on. They said that the first ones were talking. I think we should go over there. Just bear with me. They said that they've been talking. If anyone's got the link to that, please, please, please drop me a message. Yeah, they're saying they're not connected. They said that the third one, the separate woman in her 50s had been seen talking to the couple, is what they said. I was reading it out to you just. Yeah, there's something going on. What are the chances of 4 people falling off cliffs, 3 off one cliff and another one off another cliff in the same area in 3 days? Right, just bear with me. I'm still trying to find this. I'm praying to God that I can find this, because they've tried to hide it. They said that they were talking to each other. I would love to go to the inquest on this one. Yeah, they've changed it. Oh, it's all gone. It's all gone. They're not connected, and nothing here, and none of the deaths are being treated as suspicious. You could not make this up. I'm going to see if I can find. I'm sure I sent the article. I'm sure I remember saving it, because they said that one of the people, 1 or 2 of them, were seen talking to the couple, and that one of them tried to ring the police or something, and they've completely wiped the internet. And I'm just quickly flicking through to see if I can find anything. Now, if that's true, right? If that is true, then the person who rang the police to say they spotted the couple dead then turned up dead. I'm going to tell you what I think's going on, right? And you're going to laugh, I know you are. But I genuinely believe that there are elites doing shocking things. How can I put this without sounding really, really like out of order? You know those films that we watch, like Hard Rain? There's too many people go missing and there's too many people that turn up dead. And I believe that the police are told to not investigate certain things. Now, it could just be a case of the police just are so understaffed and don't have the time to investigate all of these deaths. It could be that. I don't think it's that. I also don't think that it's I also don't think that it's incompetence. I genuinely believe that there's too much of this now, right? This is another example. Now, this is really weird, right? So this is all within the same week or two that all of this went on. Now, these bodies that were found in Cornwall, they said that there were several dead bodies found in Cornwall. Serial killer. You're not going to believe what the police then did. They then backtracked on that statement and said that they only meant to say one. Hi, Andrea, hold on. I definitely gave you a spanner. Where's your spanner gone? Did I say free speech? I need to speak to you. I was thinking about you last night. It's not been on the news. There's been nothing on the news. Words on the tippy tappy are an easy target. Yeah, the Cornwall one was. But then so I genuinely believe, and I'm going to work my ass off to try and find these articles. I'm not going to do it now. I genuinely thought that the ones I was getting up would have it in, and they've been wiped. They've been amended. They've all been updated. They said that the two people that were found dead after were seen talking to the couple. And then all of a sudden, that bit's been wiped, and it's, oh, well, there's no connection. Do they think we're stupid? So there's either a serial killer, and the police don't want to scare you, so that they're playing it all down, right? They're playing it all down. They don't want to scare people, but they know there's something going on. That's theory one. Theory two is the police are really understaffed. They don't have the resources to actually fund looking into every single death because there's a lot of them, i.e. there is a serial killer. Or thirdly, they know exactly who's doing it. You've got your really high up elites, and they do this dodgy stuff. You hear about it all the time. Yeah, some of the things that they get up to. I don't even want to say it because it's so gross. But forget hunting animals. They get off in this stuff, and I've heard a lot of stories. A lot of stories over the years. It's easier to get away with in the States. I think Georgia's just got the hairbrush. Oh, thanks, Jane. Hang on. I need Al to come here quick. He's just nicked it. I know he has, the little sod. And he'll chew the bristles off. AI, please come here now, quickly. Help. Thanks so much, Jane. So kind. I've just seen him come down here, little sod, sneak past. So this story broke, right, down in Cornwall, okay? Now, this was originally all over the news, and then another D-notice went out, blackout. So several dead bodies, I'm quoting here, several dead bodies found as police from across the UK, so all the forces had to come and help, comb woods in Cornwall. A police and crime commissioner has today announced details about a large police investigation in Sticker. That must be the place. Yes, Hunger Games. I didn't want to say it. How are you doing, Nikki? Involving officers. So this was like really big breaking news. There's forensics everywhere, right? A large inquiry takes place. Now, listen to this. This is the OG article. I'm going to link it in the chat so we've got it forever. I don't believe that there are hordes of people, women in their 50s, 60s, 40s, and now a couple that are jumping off cliffs, I quote, entering the water. I've only just started looking into all the deaths. Literally just started to in the rivers. We're on a little island. There's no way that all these people are just walking into waters, and most of them have got children. It's extremely rare for a parent to leave their kids. It's just not something, it's not in human nature. Yeah, there's going to be the odd case where somebody is so lost and so ill mentally, but it's not something that is common. And I don't believe it's as common as what people are saying. Right. Chat froze again. Hold on. This YouTube's so broken. I hope that's the real Andrea. Yeah, I was thinking about you last night, free speech. How you feeling, darling? George has got din-dins. He's got cooked chicken. Al's cooked chicken buys raw chicken, cooks it for him in the air fryer, which is like a quick oven, steamed oven, whatever you want to call it. He's got sausages. He's got beef, topside cooked beef. They've got everything. It's because he's teething and he's naughty. Anyway, so this said, multiple bodies have been found in Cornwall, says a police commissioner. The senior figure said today that officers are trying to work out how many bodies there are and who they are. The news has been issued by Cornwall's crime commissioner amid an ongoing murder inquiry in the area. So they were looking for a body, one, okay? Goes on, Alison Hernandez said, we are just trying to establish how many there may be at this point in time and whether we are aware of who they are or what might have happened to them. We also don't know how long they may, lots of theys, okay, just remember that, they, plural, have been there, some of them. She said that multiple bodies have been found in the woods where police are investigating an alleged murder. So they're investigating a murder and all these bodies turn up, right? However, this is really weird. Listen to this. However, since making her claims, so this is the commissioner, the police commissioner, the force has sensationally appeared to contradict her. In a new statement this evening, Detective Superintendent John Bancroft said, we currently have 3 separate murder investigations being conducted in the Cornwall area. I have oversight of all of these investigations at this time, and I can confirm that they are being carried out independently of each other and they are not believed to be linked. So they're changing the story from we found all of these bodies. Hi, Mara. All of these bodies have been found. Yeah, Andrea's a regular, but she could have been cloned, you know. Drop me an email, Andrea, just check it's you, or how'd you message me? Because they cloned my regulars. And hello, Amethyst. She had a spanner. I don't get it. Anyway, so they were they were investigating a murder and they found multiple bodies. All right. Now he's saying that there's 3 separate and they're all independently been murdered. Right. This is in Cornwall. So we've gone from Whitby, just giving you examples of all the dead bodies that are turning up in this country. Because we are going to be delving deep. We're going to be getting rivers, people, who's been found. We're going to build a map because I'm going to do it. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on this tonight. This is just the tip of the iceberg that I'm touching on tonight, what I think is going on in this country. So he says, I can categorically state that we have recovered remains believed to be those of Daniel Coleman, who was this person who they believe was murdered and they've been looking for, right? From an area of woodland in Sticker. What a bizarre name for a place. Listen to this. No other remains have been located at this scene to date. So the Police and Crime Commissioner says that there are multiple bodies, and then the Detective Superintendent, who is actually below her, comes out and says, no, there's different murder investigations, but they're not linked and we've only found one body. Now, again, is that complete police incompetence to the point they can't count dead bodies? I don't believe that they are that incompetent. I don't know about you. Hi, Dave. There's no way that the police are that incompetent that, one, they can't count dead bodies, and two, that they would go on the media and state that they found multiple bodies and then go, oh, I got it wrong, there's only one. Come on. So investigators are combing the woods outside the village of Sticker. What a bizarre name. Today, the Police and Crime Commissioner told a Devon and Cornwall Police and Crime panel about what police were doing in the woodland amid widespread local coverage of the large police presence there. So it's all over the news, Nikki said. She said the force, along with special units from the National Crime Agency, this is how big this has gone, the National Crime Agency, which is like a bit like our FBI, and officers from around the UK have been searching for the remains of multiple people. The location is Paramore Woods. This spot is a small woodland area off the A390 between St Austell and Truro. Searches have been going on for weeks. The body of missing man Daniel Coleman, 43, was found in Sticker recently. The search of the woods near Sticker came after the arrest of one man in connection with the alleged murder. They've gone to alleged now of Mr. Coleman, right? He's been missing since June the 1st. He is alleged to have been killed between June the 2nd and July the 7th. Superintendent John Bancroft said, police operation at the woods was an extremely complex and unique investigation with experts working methodically across a large and challenging area of woodland. Inquiries are progressing, blah, blah, blah. Miss Handes said the search was so big and needed so many officers because we've found dead bodies. Yeah, we found dead bodies. She said, I can't speak about some of the elements of the operation. It's a large crime scene that has been identified in Cornwall, and that is requiring a lot of effort, even seeing guard the area. National Crime Agency, level of expertise, specific types of investigations, we didn't have the expertise in, blah, 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 okay? So you're thinking, right, there's multiple bodies. And then 2 days later, no, it was the next day it was. The next day, police commissioner apologises for body's claim. You couldn't make this up, right? A police and crime commissioner has apologised for claiming the remains of multiple people have been found in a woodland at the centre of a murder investigation. The police said the body of one man has been recovered and no other remains have been found. So the region's police and crime commissioner, who represents the Tory party, told us a meeting on Friday that multiple bodies have been found. Now she's apologised for any alarm this may have caused. The police have operational primacy over these matters. It will unfold rapidly. I am not in possession of all the facts. And then he says, the detective says, I can categorically state we have only recovered the remains of that one person. No other remains. So they're saying that she made it up. I don't understand. Now, why would there be, look, all of these huge forensic tents down there and lots of forensic officers. Obviously, we found dead bodies in that wood. She told the truth. They have found a mass grave of a serial killer, I believe, killing people. She goes public with it, and within 24 hours, she's told that literally she had to apologise to the public for saying there was multiple bodies. There's only one. I could understand if it was the other way round and she said, we found a dead body, and it later turned out that there was more than one. But how do you go from multiple bodies, and there's pictures of all the forensic tents, more than one? How do you go from that to one? Let me see what people are saying in the chat, because my mind is really blown on this. Really blown. So they're saying it is imperative that we continue to inspect this. They won't talk about it in public. I would urge people not to speculate. You're not allowed to speculate. It's the internet. It's free speech. We're not allowed to speculate, particularly on social media, and risk prejudicing the proceedings. You've just told us that basically there's a mass grave in Cornwall of dead bodies. And then we're told there's not. We got it wrong. And now we're told we're not allowed to talk about it on social media. No, it's not contempt of court. Contempt of court would be what this newspaper have named the suspect. That I haven't done that. They have. They've named the suspect who, there's his name. I'm not even going to read it out, but there's his name, right? They have posted the man and his age who is accused of killing this person. So why are the mainstream media allowed to name this person? But I'm not allowed, or none of us are allowed to talk about this. I don't think so. Now, police are also investigating the discovery of a body of Lee Hockey, 50, who was found in woodland between Truro and Probus on July the 1st. A third murder inquiry is underway following a fatal fire at a residential property on July the 22nd. The body of a man in his 30s was found in a property, and a 33-year-old man from Bolton was arrested on suspicion of his murder. So now they're saying that all of these deaths are not related and that they weren't all found in the woods. I just don't know what. I think this woman was probably right in the first place, and there was multiple bodies found in the woods. What are people saying? Hi, Yvonne. The police found a headless woman's body. Police said no suspicious circumstances. It's ridiculous. How you doing, love? It doesn't make any sense. I'm actually wasting brain cells again reading this out to you, because I sound incompetent by reading what they're saying, because it doesn't make any sense. Hi, Wendy, love. Hi, Carlos. How are we all doing? Something's not right, is it? Oh, George. You want your poo-poo? I'll take you for a poo in a minute, okay? You want to poo-poo? You want to walkies? You had me walking at 5 o'clock again, didn't you? Yes, you did. I'm not getting any sleep. Literally no sleep. Not getting any sleep because of this little sausage here playing me up. So we've now got, in the last month alone, multiple bodies found in a woods in Cornwall, and now the police are trying to cover it up and say they only found one. When there was multiple forensic tents, why would there be lots of forensic tents if it was just one body? And then we've got bodies appearing at the bottom of cliffs in Cornwall. And then we're told, no, we got it wrong. No, nothing to see here. We only found one. Now, I had a quick look earlier through, literally, I didn't have time to go and do any deep diving on this, right? But I had a quick look to see just how many more people are turning up dead. Now, look at this one. This is a really, oh my God, these ads are really peeing me off now. Now, this is another one that makes no sense. So, I don't need to poo, by the way. Right, so look at this. This is in York, the River Ouse. I believe there's a serial killer in York as well, right? The River Ouse. Listen to this. Mother, this is 29th of November. She died in the year before. This was the inquest. Took a year to do the inquest. Mother probably, this is what the coroner come out with at the end of the inquest, probably took her own life in York River. So she died in 2023, yeah, which was the same year as when Nicola Bulley died. And the coroner said that she probably, so coroner John Heath said it was more likely than not that Louise Brown entered the water, entered the River Ouse, taking her own life. Her body was recovered from the river near Love Lane. It's in York. Really bizarre name, but there you go. Love Lane on Monday, July the 31st, 2023. Ms. Brown was confirmed at 3:55 that day. Mr. Heath, who's the coroner, said the cause of death was drowning. Hi, twat. Can I call you that? I can't remember if I'm allowed to call you that. It's how I read your name when I see it. An inquest concluded into the death of she was 41, who lived in Fulford in York, that she probably killed herself. Here we go. She suffered from mental health problems before her death and had previously spoken of suicide. She was reported missing to police after being seen last Wednesday, July the 26th, in the Heslington Lane area. Previously, at a previous hearing in February, Peter Smith, acting detective sergeant at North Yorkshire Police, said he did not believe that there was any third-party involvement in Miss Brown's death. 2 members of the public saw Mrs. Brown's body in the River Ouse and contacted the emergency services. The day before, police officers found her car parked in Skeldergate, near Skeldergate Bridge. Mr. Heath, I'm guessing that's her husband, said it had been parked there for a few days. Police conducted searches of the area but had not realised that the car belonged to Miss Brown initially, the inquest heard. So they're searching for this missing woman, and her car has been parked in the car park all that time for days, and they didn't even know that it was her car. Do you believe that the police are that inept? Or do you believe that they know exactly what's going on and they're told to turn a blind eye? AI's here, DJ Rockford, Tamsin. Freezy, we need to talk, darling. I'm not seen you, I miss you. I spoke to you. Miss Brown, father questioned why, maybe it was her dad, why it had taken the police days to find the car. Was the search of the site fully tip-top? It would appear from this not, he said. I appreciate it wouldn't have made any difference to the end result, but the car should have been found. Miss Brown's mother told the court that her daughter was medically exempt from receiving parking tickets. What? Sorry, what now? What? medically exempt from having parking tickets. What's that mean? Does that mean she had a blue badge? Because you can get parking tickets with a blue badge. Now, she was a mother. She was a 41-year-old mother. Whose birthday is it? Is it Nikki's? Happy birthday, darling. Ah. So now, Sergeant Ryan Rudd from North Yorkshire Police attended the inquest and said that he assumed officers thought the car had not been parked there long as it did not have a parking ticket. Even though they're supposed to be checking the area, they would have seen it every single day. When she was well, she was an amazing mother. They're going for the mental health again. Look, Miss Brown's parents described their daughter at the hearing in February. When she was well, she was an amazing mother. So that we meant to believe that another mother has left her kids. When she was poorly, she needed support. We all have mental health problems. We don't all enter rivers. She was so highly intelligent. Anything she set her mind to, she would do it. She would work and work, her father added. Miss Brown's father said his daughter worked hard during her studies at school and continued in adult life. Sociology degree at University of Bradford and a teaching qualification. She taught adults with learning difficulties while on placement at college. She got offered a job there. Students loved her. So this woman, who apparently was a mother, decided to just kill herself by entering the water. There's a lot of bodies being found at the River Ouse. I just hi Wendy, how you doing? So, hi Stephen, have I said hello to you? Now, there's too much. There's just too much for me. I don't know about you guys, but there's just too much. These bodies turning up. Now, I've just given you 3 examples of bodies turning up. You know, they find a cluster of bodies and then they either say they're all separate, nothing to see here, or we only found one. Whose birthday? It's Nikki's birthday. It's all right, Georgie. So now, obviously, I'm going to need some help, guys, with this because there's going to be a lot to go through to find out exactly how many deaths and how many rivers are involved and canals. Hang on, what's this one here? I'm just having a quick look at something. Hold on. What's this one? There's another one here, look. I've just put in 22nd of July this year. Another one. Just a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, if that, woman's body discovered in river. This is in Cambridge. A road has been closed after a woman's body was discovered. Emergency services called to Mill Lane in Little Paxton near St Neots Tuesday morning. Spokesperson from Cambridge Police said the body of a woman they believed to be missing was found in the river. The River Great Ouse. So it's the River Ouse in York. This is the River Great Ouse, apparently. Another little village. There seem to always be these little rural areas as well, or nice little, like York is ever so nice. Nice little areas, nice little villages. That's it. Nothing. No other information. Look, that's it. We found a body. No information whatsoever. Let's see if I can find anything else. This is just in the last month or so. This is like, I'm not even going back to the beginning of this year. apart from the one in York that there was the end of, it was last year. Hang on. Right, I've just got a little bit more information. The body is believed to be that of a missing woman. The road has been closed, and that's it. There's no more information whatsoever. They haven't even named the woman who was missing, and that was over 2 weeks ago, and they've kept it hush hush. Honestly, if guys, if I've got any volunteers, right, we could make a little Telegram group or a little messenger group or something, and we could, work on it together, because I think that someone needs to sit down and collate all of this information. Now, there's another one here, right? I could be here forever. 2014, the Riveroos in York. Megan Roberts, body found in Riveroos, downstream from York, student. Let's not forget Claudia Lawrence as well. She's never been found. I'm doing a deep dive on him. I'm Free Penny, says Nikki. That's amazing. I have Telegram and Discord. I've got both as well. We'll do Telegram. I like Telegram because you can leave voice notes and you can come out of the app and still listen to the voice note. I love that. I hate the way you can't do that on Messenger and Discord. You've got to stay in that app to listen, and that irritates me. So drop me an email, Nikki, would you, darling? How do you normally message me? Is it Instagram? I'll log into my other Instagram account and drop me a message and I'll send you my Telegram. Or just find me. It's at Red Pilled Rabbit. I think it's red_pilled_rabbit on Discord. So this girl here, student, fell into the River Ouse, which is where a lot of these people, these women especially, are turning up. A woman's body was spotted by a member of the public at 3:30 p.m. This was like 11 years ago. Jack was born this year. She vanished on the 23rd of January after an evening out with friends. Last seen on CCTV around 2:20 a.m. Police believe the most likely explanation was that she got separated from her friends whilst under the influence of alcohol and fell into the river near the bridge. You just couldn't make it up. Her mother said it appeared to be the result of a run of tragic events and no one is to blame. They used sonar equipment to scan the water, but with no success, and no success again with the sonar equipment, and yet the body turns up after. What? Where is Freezy? She was in the chat further back. She's not anymore. She's moving up here, isn't she? I'm waiting for her. So, goes missing on a night out, vanishes. They get the sonar up to have a look for a body. Don't see anything at all, just like Nicola Bully. And then the body just turns up. Just turns up. I just don't know. Like, I just, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because, accidents happen. Not everything is a conspiracy, right? Not every little thing is a conspiracy. But on the other hand, there's too much to be a coincidence. So I think what we could do is, if we can, Nikki said she'll help. I think Brum Vixen said she would help, but I need to speak to her and get her onto Telegram. There's another one. We could all choose a river. This is the River Ouse again in York. This was in 2019. Another river tragedy. Woman's body recovered from the Ouse. Another one. 26th of April 2019. Police cordoned off the viewing projection point near to Roundtree Park this morning. Emergency services were called 7:45 a.m. A member of the public reported a body in the river. This was an elderly woman, was recovered from the water, pronounced dead at the scene. Her death is currently not being treated as suspicious. Why? Why isn't it being treated as suspicious? Look at that nonsense. Look at that. Pride in North Yorkshire on a bloody fire engine. That was at the height of all the nonsense, wasn't it, in 2019, 2020? It went nuts, didn't it? Like, why would you want to put who you have sex with on the side of a bloody fire engine? Look at this, folks. It is the 5th body to be recovered from York's rivers in less than 3 weeks. 2019, less than 3 weeks. The body of missing man, York man Lee Evanet, was recovered from the River Foss on the 6th of April. A woman in her 70s was discovered in the River Ouse on last Friday, the 12th of April. And 17-year-old Sonny Ferry died after falling into the Ouse on the same day. Another man died on April the 20th after entering the Ouse, after running from police. The recent spate of deaths has led to calls for a river safety campaign. I think it's more than a river bloody safety campaign. This is just me, like, touching on stuff. Can you imagine if there was a few of us, like, working together to try and work out exactly in the last decade how many women and men, but it's usually women. All right, I'm coming now, baby. Oh my God. They've got dinghy divers in York now, and a young girl's been raped. Oh my God. Listen to this. Fahim Khan, 18, and 20-year-old Zaid Zahir raped a girl in York. It's got to stop, this has. It's got to stop. They're everywhere. Right, okay. What are people saying, chat? High tone. Oh, thank you, Amethyst. Appreciate that, love. Guys, if you want to join the membership on either, I'm doing a £10 Amazon gift card giveaway for the members. One lucky member on each channel is going to win. It's not much, but it's my way of yeah, good old British names, Nikki, of trying to give back a bit. Say thank you. Hot weather, kids, teens jumping for a swim and hit an Asda trolley. I don't know. I think there's a lot going on here. I really genuinely do. And I think there's a police cover up. And I could literally be here all day. But that Whitby one, I'm going to try and find some more information on that, because that's really bugging me, that is. Because I know that it said that they knew each other, or they were talking to each other, and they've literally changed the article. There's another one here. This was on the 15th of July, only a couple of weeks ago, 2 days before my birthday. Missing Lincolnshire woman's body found in River Nene, Whitby. Further details have emerged. Discovery of a body in Fenland River yesterday. See, this isn't on the mainstream media. So people, your average person, if they had this on the news all the time, right? If they, like, every time some woman's body was found in the river, if that was put on the mainstream media, the public would be like, something going on. But it's not. Like, I hadn't heard of this. Had you guys heard of this? Oh, thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that, love. Story further up the chat pen. There's history of young people being hammered and staggering into the rivers. Distant relative fell into the Gull docks when they fished out his body. Yeah, that does happen in York. I get that. But what about like the 50-year-old, the 40-year-olds who are just disappearing? Yeah, I wouldn't have heard of this because what they're doing is they're just dropping the news locally. So the people in this area of Lincolnshire probably did hear about this. Like when that Victoria Taylor went missing last year in Malton. You guys hadn't heard about it. I had because it was local to me. Nikki had heard about the Cornwall thing. But that was quickly shoved under the carpet because that did go national for a short time. Do you see what I'm saying here? They are keeping all of the news very, very local. But if they put all of this on the news, on the main news, you would literally see the pattern emerging. So this woman's body was found in the river at Whitby. Was a woman reported missing from Lincolnshire yesterday. That's it. That's all they're going to tell us is that. And that was 2-3 weeks ago. Right? Then you've got another one here. This was in September 2023. I remember this because I actually put a missing thing out for her. Do you remember when this girl went missing from York? And I think I put a post up about this at the time on my community tab. She was found dead. A body has been found in the River Ouse in York as police search for missing 16-year-old schoolgirl Leah Bedford, who was last seen with her friends on the 20th of September. Do you guys remember this girl, Leah? Hi, Linda. Do you remember? I covered this on my channel. I put a community post up saying if anyone sees this girl, ring the police. 16 years old. Now, what's her excuse? What they're going to say? Why she ended up in the water? They found her mobile phone used by Leah in the river on the Monday. Formal identification is yet to take place, but Leah's next of kin has been informed. 16 years old. It was pending a post-mortem. A report will be prepared for the coroner to inform a future inquest. We're sad to report missing 16-year-old. Yeah, do you remember I shared that picture? You guys probably don't. They carried out search of the River Ouse, recovered a body in the Terry Avenue area around 1 p.m. on Thursday, the 28th of September. They preparing for the courier. I think she was in a home because that to me looks like a children's home. Coroner. I can't speak because I'm so tired. They'd made an urgent appeal for her. I don't believe that a 16-year-old girl just walks into the river on her own. Don't know about you guys. Now there's comments here, but I bet you they've all been censored. This is very sad. Yeah. At this stage, no cause of death has been given. Well, they said, did they ever find out what caused it? I'm not suggesting she jumped into it. Right. Let's just see what the inquest came back with. What was her name? It's so sad, isn't it? Leah. Let's just have a quick gander, because obviously it's happened now, hasn't it? The inquest would have happened 2 years on. That's why they leave the inquest for like a year. Because they don't want you to remember. Right, so this was a year on. God, I'm so tired. I'm off out tomorrow as well with my friend. 2 of my friends. So I want to get an early night, really. I'm going to walk George now. Have something to eat and go to bed. Right, 1 year after her death, the family of Leah, 16, are still looking for answers a year later. They still don't know. She's from Aiken, went missing. Last seen on the bridge. It's horrendous. We're still waiting for the inquest. Oh my God. A year later, they had no inquest. An official report says that the sighting near Lendal Bridge was not actually her last known movement. Right, so she was last seen walking away with somebody else. We don't know who this person was. We don't know if it's male or female. We don't know if they were ever interviewed. We were never told about this, so they kept it quiet. They kept it quiet until, and the inquest still hadn't gone ahead a year later, and they've got CCTV of her, well, a report of her walking away with somebody, and they were never told about this. We don't know if they were ever interviewed. We were never told about this. And it says in the report that a friend said when she left them, she was literally on her way home to Paul. I don't know who Paul is. That's a brother or boyfriend. So a year later, I'm going to find out. This was last September now, if anything else has changed. But this was a year on. Sorry. They still hadn't done the inquest. And she had no intentions of taking her own life. She had no intentions of entering that water, is what her family say. She had every intention of coming home to work, to her family. A year on, what does she think happened to Leah? She says, this is her mama thing, I can't speculate on what happened, but I know what we know of Leah is she would not have gone into that water on her own. Definitely not. There is no way. She idolised her dad. She idolised her family. Whether she was having difficulties or not, she always came back to family or friends. We should have been involved. This anger that social services didn't share more information about Leah's mental health. So let's see whether, right, what's this? The 8th of February this year. Fucking ads, man. Was there any inquest? Let's just see if there was an inquest held, because they never had one up till last September. What's this here? All right. Where? That's just the role of a coroner. Why can't I find that then? This is really weird. When I go there, it says that it's in here, but then when I click on it, it's not in here. It actually says there, look. No current openings. It says inquest. There's the girls there. Commencing 10 a.m. Died at age 16 at York. And then when I go into it, it's not there. The report's not there. Right, here we go. 2 months ago, they finally held the inquest. Is it going to make me log in? I don't want to log in. Hang on. There we go. Here we go. Inquest to be held in late. Oh my God, they've still not done it, guys. They've still not done the inquest. Look at this. Inquest due to be held in late 2025 after... Oh, fuck off. They've still not done it. Late 2025 after death of a 16-year-old. An inquest into the death of a 16-year-old girl whose body was found in the River Roos is in 2023 is now expected to take place in late 2025. She went missing on the 20th of September and was found dead 8 days later. This is one of our... Oh, no, you can't read that, can you? Sorry. Can't get staff. So I'm going to get off now because I need to go and walk G-Dog. But as you can see, right, there's a lot going on. Look, 2020, late 2025, it's not happened yet. 2 years on, she's still not had an inquest. That is just shocking. 8 days she was missing. Why are they withholding the... Hi, Lottie. Why are they doing this? Why are they withholding? Yeah, that's a really good question. Why not pills? Why are all these women and some men entering the water to commit suicide? Have you noticed? It's a really, really good comment there, lovely Jubbly. It doesn't make any sense. If you're going to kill yourself, why would you drown yourself in a river? There's other ways. Not that I condone anyone doing that. There is like a blood out pennies. I am. Al knows what I'm like. Something really bizarre going on here. I'm telling you. It's in me gut. There's something wrong. There's too many. So I've got one. Nikki's going to help. Nikki, did you find me on Telegram yet, my lovely? Let me see. Let me go into my Telegram. Nikki, message me. Right, message me on Insta and then give me your Telegram or vice versa. Because I don't really use my Instagram account much. Nikki, do you message me on Telegram? I can't remember. Oh, I'm just reading this message from Jane. Oh, you're all right, sweetheart. Yeah, I'm going to continue the Madly Bacan stuff. I thought you did. Right, send me a message on Instagram. I've logged into the other account now. I've got 2 accounts, haven't I? She may have banged her head. Hi, Rachel. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some more Madeleine McCann stuff. We're going to be listening to the podcasts that the Australians did, and that is really interesting stuff. So we're going to be doing podcast parties, not a watch party, a listener party. I don't know how to call it, a podcast party. We're going to be listening to what they came out with, and it's some really interesting stuff. So if you're interested in the Madeleine McCann stuff, it isn't done. When I've finished all of my lives, I'm putting everything into one video, like I said, and doing a documentary on it. We're not done. So just bear with me. It's been a bit manic. Obviously, I've been covering the protests on the new channel. Just loads going on. The summer, I do struggle a bit more because obviously we're out and about more. Oh, fab. Thank you, Nikki. Let me have a look. Oh, my, I've got something. Oh, got it. Got something in my hair. I bet it's a bloody bug or something from being outside. I wonder whether Al did put the hedgehog food down. Did you put the hedgehog food down? Okay, my love. Yeah, I'm on Discord, but Telegram's better for a group because I can, yeah. Political stuff, you like that as well. See, there's lots of stuff going on, you see. So it's like spreading it all out. I've got too many hobbies, haven't I? I literally have too many hobbies. Too many hobbies for one person. AI, you did the hedgehogs, okay. You know that there was 2 foods that needed to go down though, yeah? So anyway, I'm going to go. There's a lot going on, Stephen, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to make of all this stuff. Have they made this better yet, this little comment thing? There's this little thing where you can put the comments. I'm going to go and take George now. He's gone to sleep. He needs to get up. He's not going to sleep now. I need to go. I need to have a shower. I've got all these little things in my hair. I need to go for a shower, wash my hair. God, it's a lot to do, isn't there? Did you get my email? No. When did you send it? While I was live. Look how small that is, though. That little box of you can have the comments coming up. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Don't you think? What's the point in that? Are you coming back on? No. Anyway, I've got loads to do. As soon as we're done here. Okay, Nikki, love. Yeah, I'm going to go and walk George. I've not had anything to eat yet. And then I'm going to walk George and then have a shower. God, it's not non-stop. And then I'm going out tomorrow with my friends. Right, okay, so thank you for being here. Hit the like if you enjoy this sort of content. It's not been a really long or an in-depth live, but I did want to speak to you guys about all of these river deaths and just what you think, really. Do you think that that there's nothing to see here? Let me know if you're watching on the replay. Big up the replay crew in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Do you think that it's worth looking into this? Me and Nikki, I'm hoping Brum Vixen as well. She did say she would, but I know she's on holiday at the moment, or she's been on holiday. I know she was going on holiday. Anybody else want to help? Let me know, and we'll create a little Telegram group of super sleuths. I said that right, didn't I? Penny, I must message you. Oh gosh, Mari, yes. I meant to ask you how it went. Yes, please do. Please do. Okay, guys, you take care. I think there's going to be lots of protests tomorrow, and I really want to cover them, but I'm not going to be home until I don't know. I'll see what time I get back. Okay, guys, I love you lots, and I will see you very. I've got a new mattress topper. I can't wait to go to bed. Oh, and my mattress needs turning. Bye, Kelly, love. Take care, Nikki. I'm going to listen to some gangster rap. Will you enjoy that? Right, take care, guys. God bless. Lots of love. Bye. See you all soon, by the way. I might be on tomorrow night, guys. I don't know yet. I think it's too soon to do another quiz, but I might change my mind. Who knows? It'll probably be 90s next time. We'll do some 90s stuff. But did you enjoy the quiz? Let me know in the comments after. But yeah, I think we do a curious news. There's lots going on. So get subbed up to all the channels, please, folks, because I switch between them all, as you know. Right, see you in a bit. Ta-ta. Bye.